Hello and welcome to Nerdarchy. For nerds, by nerds, I'm Narcus Dave, and tonight I'm joined by this nerd.
Nerdarchy Ted, how are you doing this fine, lovely evening, sir?
I'm doing good. Let's jump into 2025 Unearthed Arcana Eberron updates the Cartographer. Want to kick it off, Ted?
Absolutely. Chart advantageous courses through the turmoil. Cartographers are the premier navigators and reconnaissance agents. Using their creations, cartographers can highlight threats, safeguard their allies, and carve portals to distant locations. As all other artificers, you're getting new tool proficiencies. When you take this one here, you're going to get calligrapher supplies and cartographer's tools. And as always, if you have one of these, you gain proficiency in artifice and an artisan's tool of your choice. But in addition, when you scribe a spell scroll using the crafting rules in the player's handbook, the amount of time required to craft it is halved, which is nice.
It is nice, and I feel like when you're making potions or scrolls, you tend to get less resistance from your DM about bringing those things into the game.
Because they are one-use items, they have a lower threshold, a lower gold cost. So it's easier to say, hey, can I do this? Because the DM's like, okay, well, it's going to be a one-off. Whereas like, oh, can I make this magic item? Well, the magic item's permanent.
Yeah.
You're going to do this and it's going to last. And if you're creative and your DM doesn't see how you're going to use it, they might allow something and it creates a problem. Whereas if you bring a spell scroll in, okay, well, it's one off. It's going to solve one problem or make one encounter easy, but then it's gone.
Agreed. So level 3 cartographer spells, when you reach the artificer level specified in the cartographer spell table, you thereafter always have the list of spells prepared. The third level is Fairy Fire, Guiding Bolt, Healing Word. 5th, Locate Object, Mind Spike. 9th, Clairvoyance, Haste. 13, Freedom of Movement, Locate Creature. 17, Scrying, Teleportation Circle. So it's very much all about the moving and finding, with some other oddballs kind of put in there. I kind of like this subclass, but also it very much feels like someone came up with an idea and then everyone liked it, but then they didn't really know where to go from there.
I think the description at the beginning kind of says what it's there for. The Artificer is a little bit of a catch-all, being able to do a lot of things. So like, okay, we're going to streamline this down into, it's about movement and like finding the threats. Yeah. And when you find the threats, you've got the ability to kind of do something about it and not just kill it, but like get around it. So it's a little bit more subtle when it comes to other things, but that's not all you get at third level. We got more things to keep going. So you're going to get your Adventurer's Atlas. Whenever you finish a long rest while holding your cartographer's tools, you can use that tool to create a set of magical maps by touching at least 2 creatures, one of whom can be yourself, up to a maximum number of creatures equal to 1 plus your intelligence modifier. Each target receives a magical map, which is illegible to all others. The map lasts until you die or until you use this feature again, at which point any existing maps created by this feature immediately vanish. While carrying the map, a target gains the following benefits. Awareness. The target adds 1d4 to its initiative. And positioning. The target knows the location of all other map holders that are on the same plane of existence as itself. When casting a spell or creating an effect that requires being able to see the target, a map holder can target another map holder regardless of sight, so long as the other map holder is still within the spell or effect's range. So it's like, oh, I'm going to cast invisibility, and then I can still see you and do stuff to you just because you've got a map. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool. I'm not sure of all the applications of this particular ability, but nothing else. You're getting a die for the initiative rolls, right? So you're already starting off good. And this is our third thing we get for third level already, and we still get another thing. I feel like this is going to be, as you kind of go through your spells and find things where you would actually have to be able to see a creature that you want to do something to, and for whatever reason you can't. Like you said, the rogue is hidden, another player is invisible, or there's something blocking line of sight. Well, which has definitely come up in our games. You'd be able to use those abilities. Level 3, Scouting Gadgets. Gain the following benefits. Boost. On your turn, you can expend half your movement to teleport to an unoccupied space you can see within 10 feet of yourself. Can't use this benefit if your speed is 0. That part kind of stinks because a lot of things that people would use this for is to break a grapple. Well, it doesn't work for that, but you can get up to 20 feet of teleportation if you want to use your movement. I'm sure there's other things that make it useful, like you're standing down here, but you want to be up there.
Yeah.
You can just bamf up there, right? Or over a chasm or whatever. So, but it's not quite as good as Misty Step, but it's going to have some applications. Radar. You can cast a fairy fire without expending a spell slot. You can do so number of times equal to your intelligence modifier, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. Fairy fire is a great spell, and being able to do that you're probably starting off with 3 times and going up to 5 times a day for free is not bad.
Yeah, I'm digging what's here. It's a lot of ingenuity. If you've got a really smart and tactical player playing this, you're gonna be able to go far with this particular subclass. Level 5, you're gonna get portal jump as a bonus action. You can teleport up to 60 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your intelligence modifier, minimum once. You get it back on a long rest. You can also use this ability without expending a use if the destination space is within 5 feet of a creature carrying a map created by your adventure atlas. Doing so destroys that map that the creature carries. So if you're in a pinch and you really need to get over, really need to move, you can teleport back to your ally and destroy the map.
Right. And you're just scrolling all over for one of your party members that anyway. Easy come, easy go. At 9th level, you get Ingenious movement. When you use your Flash of Genius, you or a willing creature of your choice you can see within 30 feet of yourself can teleport up to 30 feet. But unoccupied space you can see as part of the same reaction, which is great. Like, I don't know, maybe you just use Flash of Genius to try and get someone out of a grapple, but they still failed, but now you can teleport them away anyway. But I'm sure there's going to be way more uses than that.
There's plenty of options, but getting out of or away from a thing that's grappling you is a good thing, especially if you're somebody that's not a power-based grappler.
Well, and also, it doesn't have to be the person that you use the Flash of Genius on either. Right. So that's another great part about it. It's like anyone, and you're getting this pretty close to when you get Flash of Genius. It's only 2 levels higher. So you're going to start being able to use it. So it's great for manipulating the battlefield and positioning your allies.
So level 15, Superior Atlas. Your Adventure Atlas improves, gaining the following benefit. Safe Haven. When a map holder is reduced to 0 hit points but not killed outright, the creature can destroy its map. The creature is then teleported to an unoccupied space within 5 feet of you or another map holder of its choice and is stable. To me, I absolutely love that. You also get Unerring Path. If you are one of the map holders for your Adventurer's Atlas, you can cast Find the Path without expending a spell slot, without preparing the spell, and without needing the spell components. Once you use this feature, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest. And then lastly, Unshakable Mind. While at least one map created with your Adventure Atlas still exists, taking damage can't cause you to lose concentration on your Artificer spells. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Like, I mean, this whole 15th level ability, like it's the subclass cap ability, but it's one of the better ones in the game, I would say, but just because it's got so many elements to it. And any spellcaster that can't lose concentration is pretty amazing. But at this point, you're creating like 5 of those maps anyway. So like the chances of that all being gone is 6 isn't bad at all. So it's super useful. And also I find it pretty thematic as well, this whole subclass. And like in my mind, there's the Navigators Guild, or not Navigator, the Cartographer's Guild, and it's full of these artificers. They're all actually more like explorers and high-end trail guides, more so than people that are like map makers.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, these are not the guys who are like, oh, well, I'm just going to sit there and make the map. It's like, no, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to find the dangers, and I'm going to do more than make a map. This is the diehards. These guys have the magical version of what the rangers are going to be able to do through survival instincts. They're like, nah, I got this covered with tools and magic.
Oh, no, it's a really good subclass. I would play it. It's this one I find really tempting, just because the abilities are kind of unique and fun. So with that, until next time, stay nerdy, my friend.